American sportswear company Under Armour is planning to close its corporate office in Portland and relocate key functions to its Baltimore headquarters. The Baltimore-based sportswear giant opened their Portland office in June of 2017. A spokesperson with the company says while they are planning to close the current Portland facility, the company is not withdrawing all operations from the Rose City. It plans to move some functions to Baltimore and New York, and others will be relocated to a new space in Portland. The company did not say how many employees would be impacted. The new Portland space is expected to be complete by the end of this year.